Hi, I'm Andy, Global Product Line Manager for Aftermarket Mobile at Harman. About 90% of the customer service calls we receive regarding aftermarket car audio products are about setting the input sensitivity of amplifiers. It's not well understood. So we've incorporated a new automatic process into the new MS series amplifiers, and I'll show you how it works. So we call this feature Simple Setup, and not only is setting the input sensitivity included, but we make it really easy to connect the head unit, no matter what kind, to the amplifier. If you have a head unit that has RCA outputs like the ones I'm holding here, you simply plug those in to the RCA inputs of the amplifier. But if you have a head unit that has something other than RCA plugs, then we provide these little adapters. You can see these things here, which are an RCA plug on one end and a barrier strip on the other. So if you have speaker level or line level that doesn't have an RCA plug, all you have to do is just attach those wires to these things and plug them in. There's no need to get out a meter or a scope or anything to try to figure out whether you actually have high level or low level. The amp will help you do that. So since we're using a radio that has RCA outputs, we're just going to plug those in here. So once we're connected, the next thing that we do is we push these two buttons at the same time and hold them to put the amplifier into setup mode and to mute the output so we don't have to listen to the tone. So now that we're in setup mode, you can see that we have a little indicator here, which we'll be using in a few minutes to determine exactly when the input sensitivity is set correctly. The next thing that we need to do is to put the setup CD in the radio and turn the volume control all the way up. So MS amps come with a setup CD, and this is the CD that you have to use for this process. You can't use music or some other test tone, so don't lose this. So the next thing we do is we take the CD out of its little case and we put it in the radio. And once it starts to read, we turn the volume all the way up. Yes, that's right, all the way up. Not 3/4 of the way up, like most other owners' manuals tell you, but all the way up. So, now we're all the way up. Most amplifiers that will accept a speaker level and a line level signal accomplish that using two separate connectors. But MS amps receive their signal through the RCA inputs, no matter what kind of signal it is. So they include an adjustment potentiometer right here, which is the input sensitivity control, and a voltage range switch. So on this switch we have low position, high position, and high 2. Low is for signals between 50 millivolts and 1.5 volts, and high is for signals between 1.5 volts and 15 volts. High 2 includes a sneaky little circuit that fools some radios into believing that a speaker is still connected. Okay, since we're using a head unit with an RCA output, we'll start with the switch in the low position, and we'll try adjusting the input sensitivity potentiometer to see if we get the green check mark. So we'll turn the sensitivity all the way up. Nope. So this head unit has a 4-volt output, so obviously if the voltage range for low is 50 millivolts to 1.5 volts, this is not right. So we flip the switch to high and continue adjusting until we get the green check mark. And we're done. That's it. So once that's done, we push these two buttons at the same time and let them go, and that takes the amplifier out of setup mode. So once that's done, we never touch the input sensitivity potentiometer again. Most amplifiers only include one control. MS amps have an input sensitivity control, which we've just adjusted, and that sets the input level to the amplifier to minimize noise. But if we want to tweak the level of the amplifier, or the level of the front speakers with respect to the rear, or the sub with respect to the front speakers, we use the output level control, which is right over here. So to get there, we push the button to highlight the output level control, and then we can adjust that by turning the rotary control. So now we have an MS-8 5001 with the correct input sensitivity setting and the output level control all the way up. This should make a ton of bass.